Okay. All right. Welcome everybody to today's Syncing with ServiceNow podcast. This is, I guess, episode number 53. So with me today, I have Kristin McDonald. How you doing today, Kristin?
Great. How are you doing?
Very good. And I am Fred Reynolds, your host, in lieu of Andy Whiteside. So we're doing a couple without Andy. Hopefully he'll be able to join us from time to time. But I am Fred Reynolds, president of Modern Apps here at XenTegra, where we really focus strongly on ServiceNow and all things ServiceNow. Kristin is one of our architects, senior solution architect, been with us for a long time now. And Kristin and I have worked together for over a decade. If you listen to our podcast, you know that. So today, another one. So Kristin, I think we've done a couple of podcasts on, Gartner's Magic Corners. And it's really neat to kind of see we keep doing these and it's just different areas and ServiceNow keeps popping in those. Not in a corner, but in a box, but in the leader part. So today our podcast is going to be on an article named ServiceNow Named Leader by Gartner in the Business Orchestration Automation Technologies. Acronym is BOAT. And it's by Shar Patel, October 28th of this year, 2025. So Kristin, why is this article relevant for us to do a podcast on?
Well, I think, like you said, we've been seeing ServiceNow kind of pop up in that leader quadrant in a few different areas over the years, and this is a new one. So fairly recent, coming out from Gartner, and it really speaks to the platform benefits of ServiceNow. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I love that. It's funny when I see that and being in there, it's no surprise to me it was in the top right quarter of that quadrant because it's basically what the platform was built for. It's kind of funny. I think somewhere in this article will speak to it. This is why ServiceNow, the vision that ServiceNow had was to build this orchestration engine. So, well, why don't we jump right into it? So it says, why is ServiceNow built for both? Kristin, can you tell me a little bit more?
Yep. So as you mentioned, they've got the orchestration engine kind of underpinning everything, even from day one. We had the workflow engine, which of course has been replaced by Flow Designer. But ServiceNow has, of course, been building on top of the platform, adding new features and functionality. So several years back, we saw RPA come into play. So now we've got the workflow engine, we've got notifications coming out of ServiceNow, integrations, we've got the RPA piece. Now we've got AI agents on the platform and even remote data access, which we did not fully have before. So they just continue to build out this orchestration layer and orchestration engine. And it really is, like you said, one of their key driving patterns on the platform, what they're building towards. Yep.
Yeah, if we go back to, let's go 12 years ago, we were looking at, we were using another platform to try to do some orchestration and automation. It was really just falling flat. A lot of that had to do with the data that was driven in the back end. So it was important for us to make sure we had good foundational data in the CMDB of ServiceNow did that for us. And then we were able to build a lot more off that orchestration. So it's not really maybe in here so much, but it talks about, the unification of data and the workflows and then the meaningful outcomes. So we're going to kind of pick on those two pieces and just talk from experience and also experience that we've seen with the customers we're working for today. That unified data really matters because a long time ago when they were building out a lot of what ServiceNow is, they didn't have the other applications in place, right? We had the freedom to go build those. And I think you and I, well, I say you, maybe with the ideas you actually building them, but you and the likes of Becky and others went and actually build these applications of ServiceNow in the areas they weren't there yet to capture that data. And I remember having a conversation years ago about remote tables and how we could bring information in for a period of time. Does that still exist, by the way, just from my knowledge?
Yeah, so actually remote tables still exist, but Workflow Data Fabric actually extends it. So Workflow Data Fabric can actually go out now if you have the right license, which we can help you with. It can actually go out and reference data that is in other platforms, other systems, other solutions without having to draw it into ServiceNow. It's called a zero copy connector, and it's actually a fairly new feature and functionality in ServiceNow.
Yep. Wow. Good that I sprung it up because that was really incredibly important for what we were doing because we really were trying to do what the concept is here is using ServiceNow as that boat, if you will, right? The basis of all of our orchestration to go out and get all of our event. It was really around event management, obviously our alarms, our screen scrapes, or this or that, any monitoring tools that we were using to do our business. And then also as it flowed out to other areas, for the business processes, for financials, all that stuff. So it was really an important piece of what we did of using that data, making sure that data was accurate, building workflows around that. And I think that's how we got to the meaningful business outcomes. And it lists some here, but from my personal experience, I mean, we've talked about it before. I mean, we took millions of alarms and alerts and events, and sorry, incidences, and really used a lot of this orchestration in and out of ServiceNow to remediate and fix things and get it down to where it's just something that we can actually operationalize around the number of instances we can handle whenever we were. So that's where I really see that, is this thing built for that? It was built for this, purposely built, I think, many years ago. And now 12 years later, we're still seeing it very relevant. A recent customer we're working with are just getting into building out business services and building out some of these things. So there is still a lot of work that a lot of companies have to do this. So as Kristin said, I mean, this is what we do. It's probably the basics of how I got started in the ServiceNow. Kristin's, way past all of that. She's built many more things, but if you need help in that area, this is a strong place for what our practice can do for you. But now moving into some newer technologies, which is, obviously the focal point. A lot of people are talking about it. The last call I was just on, they were just talking about how everybody wants to get into AI. They're even talking about, we want to start getting into this. And they've talked about it for a year, maybe two, and now starting to see how they want to use it. So tell me about why AI agents belong in the boat platform as well.
Oh, sure. Well, it's part of the orchestration, right? So you've got automation and you've got AI. AI doesn't necessarily replace automation. We talk about this with our customers all the time. You want to make sure your use case is a proper use case for AI. And a lot of times people are trying to create these AI agents for things that really should be automation. But that's something, again, that a great partner can sit with you, work through that with you, talk through your use cases, and really determine the best technology. But AI agents absolutely belong in an orchestration engine because they are becoming and will be in the future much more a part of any standard workflow for any business model. Yep.
And as we talked about, I think even in our last podcast, if I remember, we were talking about AI agents and the usefulness of that, and back into where this is building a platform that touches many different areas of an organization. Whether it be HR, whether it be finance, whether it be just traditional IT technology workflows. The AI agents and what they're building is specific to those areas, the workflows as well. So kind of out of the box, you're getting the capabilities of some of those today, aren't you?
Absolutely. And in addition, when you're looking at AI, data is such a key element that underpins any AI agent. And with ServiceNow, you've already got the data. You've got the transactional data from your tickets and cases. You've got your knowledge-based data that's already been curated by your help desk teams and the teams that are actually performing the work. So the data is already there and already accessible to ServiceNow's AI engine.
Yeah, that's really important. So since ServiceNow made it to that top quartile leader as a leader, so what makes ServiceNow unique? Why do you think it put them in that leader box?
Because they have every aspect of it. It's all on a single platform. I've been looking a lot at BPM tools lately, and that used to be the gold standard for process optimization and automation. But they're so siloed, right? They don't talk to other systems. I mean, you can integrate them, but you have to actually integrate them. With ServiceNow, it's all on a single platform.
Yeah, I would definitely say when I first looked at the title of this article, I'm like, okay, this isn't new news, right? If that's a new area for Gartner to go and measure, right? Then I mean, this could have been there a long time ago, and I definitely agree when it said in there that ServiceNow has been building this along the way. You certainly see that for even some of the things you stated along, but really the foundation is breaking down silos. I mean, 1 year, you think about all the different knowledges or the slogans that ServiceNow had. I mean, breaking down those silos has been a big one, right? Break it down. Then it's about, getting your data into the right place, right? And then, just those types of focus. You can kind of see how all this is orchestrated of getting into a place here where they really can be dominant in this area or have a platform that really does make them unique because it is one that you can pick and choose applications. You can make a roadmap to slowly bring them in. You can move things to it. But then again, if there's something that you're really a niche tool, you're really buried to and you love it, an integration. And to you said, there's more ways they're doing integrations to make it flow even faster, not have to transfer so much data, but go grab it. So that's really nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I think our last session here, and we can probably have a little open forum, Kristin, is looking ahead. So what does this tell us?
So I'm just going to bring out what I tell every customer who's looking to move to ServiceNow. ServiceNow has an army of developers, and they are constantly improving the platform, constantly adding new technologies, acquiring companies who are at the leading edge of new technologies, and they're going to keep moving along that path. So when you put your features on ServiceNow, when you put your functionality on ServiceNow, you get that army of developers behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, agree. And I mean, it says looking ahead. I mean, I know that with ServiceNow, they're already always looking ahead at what the next thing can do. You can see that from a lot of the product SKUs. And I know we've all like, okay, wow, we got more SKUs, but really they're even positioning their platform to be very specific in the particular verticals. And with that vertical view, they're building in AI agents that are specific to that, workflows to that. They're trying to really build orchestration built in for you to take advantage of. And I can clearly see that in some of the ways they've changed their licenses to allow for, say, a manufacturing company to put it in place and then take advantage of things that they've learned throughout the last 20 years working with manufacturing companies. So I think that's really awesome. All right, Chris, I'm going to go back to the beginning because I rushed into the article and I was so excited just to talk about that because it's cool and great. But anything new and exciting that you're working on that you'd want to share with our audience that
Oh
you can
gosh.
share with our audience?
I don't know. I'm working on so much. As you know, AI is my specialty and my heartbeat right now. So I'm always looking into new AI technologies and tools and features and how to leverage that for customers. We're actually in the middle of a project for one of our customers and walking through their AI road mapping exercise right now. And it's so much fun. I love doing that work. Yeah.
Yeah, really excited. I love it because,
Mhm.
we as XenTegra do AI across the board, but specifically everybody, at least the clients we're working with ServiceNow are looking at ServiceNow AI and ServiceNow. So again, we can do it all over the place or where it's needed. I think it's fascinating that, I know that you did a workshop with one of our clients to take them through an education on AI and the journey of that. I thought that was really neat. And everybody's feedback was kind of like, hey, I get it. I kind of knew some of that, not all of that, but that was a really good foundation to move forward to figure out which one of these are we at, right? Is it agentic? Where are we? And as we said before, I mean, this orchestration automation piece that ServiceNow has always had in this boat has had good elements of this for a long time. They've been able to do automation. And AI has come along, and as we know, sometimes we still speak to people and like, I want to use AI to do this. That's automation has been there, right? But some of the summarization, some of the things that you can use now, some of the agentic stuff to really dig in and help you point you quicker to what the problem could be. And hey, do you want me to go try to fix that? I mean, that's just some pretty amazing stuff that is that's game changing. I can imagine if we had some of this level of orchestration and the ability to deliver on that, 10 years ago, it would be just a game changer for sure. And I see it starting to head that way.
Absolutely. And then the next 5 or 10 years, it's going to be even more of a game changer. My parents worked in the oil industry, and that was back in the 80s, 90s. And my mother always tells me if only we had cell phones back then. She knew where every payphone in the county was. But it's the same with AI, right? We're always evolving. Yeah.
It is, and I mean, it is at a rapid pace, and to some, it's a little scary. I'm starting to see some proper use of AI where I think it's helping businesses. There's always going to be the silliness that's coming out of it that people are using, but that's going to be it, or maybe the improper use of it, in my opinion. But I'm starting to see some companies implement it. I'm seeing more companies implement some of the AI starter packs with ServiceNow as well. A great way to do a proof of concept. I think that took off so well that they even had to pull back the reins a little bit, from my understanding. But we have a couple clients we were able to get that in for them, and it's perfect for them to take a stab at, hey, how's AI going to work? Justify it, then move forward. So, and anytime you can kind of get your ROI up front or proof out what it would be, it's always beneficial. So, well, look, I'll end it with this. If you're listening to this, if you're a ServiceNow customer or not even a ServiceNow customer, and you have interest in orchestration, working across different departments and breaking down in silos in any way, even with what you have, Chris and I will be happy to take a meeting and talk to you about, what you have and looking forward, especially with AI as well. So, Kristin, thank you for your time today, and you can get back to designing that AI roadmap.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you. All right, that's a wrap, Chase. So I don't think that wasn't too long, but that's okay. It's probably 30 minutes or something, right?
Something